did one man, who started with nothing but a pencil and a dream, build an empire of magic that would touch the hearts of billions? How did he create characters so beloved and worlds so enchanting that they have lasted for 100 years? It wasn't just luck. It was a set of rules. This is the story of Walt Disney, the man who didn't just draw cartoons. He drew the blueprint for modern creativity. In this special episode of Grow English Mastery, his secrets are going to be your guide. I'm your host, Scarlett. Today, we will turn his story into a guide for unlocking your own creativity. First, we will learn Walt Disney's 10 simple rules for turning dreams into reality. Second, we will master 10 essential vocabulary words like imagination and creativity. And finally, we will focus on the grammar of giving powerful advice with imperative sentences. So, get ready. Let's learn how to create magic from the master himself, Walt Disney. Part 1. The Mind of a Dreamer. Walt Disney's story began with a simple but powerful foundation. His first and most important rule was to dream big every day. As a boy, he saw castles in the clouds. Some people said his dreams were silly, but he didn't listen. He knew that dreams open your mind and push you to try new things. Even when times were hard, he held his dreams tight, but he knew that dreams are not enough. You must be brave. This was his next rule. Take risks with courage. When he started his career, many of his ideas failed. He was afraid sometimes, but he knew that without risk, there is no progress. He tried new kinds of cartoons that were very different, and many people said he was crazy, but he took a risk, and it brought him great success. He believed that failure teaches lessons, and lessons help you grow. And what happens when you fail? This brings us to his most famous rule. Never give up. Many times in his life, things were very hard. He lost money. He lost his first studio. People told him to quit, but he kept trying. He believed that failure is not the end. It is simply a new start. When others quit, he kept his dreams alive and kept working hard. Part 2. The Habits of a Creator. With a dreamer's mind, Walt then built the habits of a great creator. His next lesson is to learn from the people around you. When he was young, he tried to do everything alone, but he soon learned that he needed help. Artists taught him new skills. Friends shared new ideas. Together, they made better cartoons and made magic happen. He taught us that no one knows everything. We need each other to grow. So where do new ideas come from? For Walt, the answer was simple. His next rule was to embrace your imagination. As a boy, he painted entire worlds inside his own mind. He believed that imagination is your greatest tool. It helps you solve problems and create magic. He filled pages with colors and built his dream worlds. He showed us that if you let your mind fly free, it will change your world. But big ideas are often made of very small things. This is another important lesson. Pay attention to details. Sometimes people only want to focus on the big picture, but Walt knew that small things create big magic. In his cartoons and in his theme parks, every single detail was important. From the sound of a character's footstep to the sparkle of light in a character's eyes. Details show that you care, and they are what touch people's hearts. To see all these details, you must first be curious. This was another one of his rules. Be curious about everything. As a young man, he was always asking questions. He studied people and places. He read books every day. Curiosity helps you find new answers and shows you new paths. It makes your mind grow and always leads to new and exciting ideas. Part 3. The actions of a leader. Finally, let's look at the actions that turned his dreams into a global empire. A very important rule for him was to keep learning all your life. Learning was his great joy. Even when he was world famous, he still made sure to learn something new every single day. He believed you must be a student every day of your life. Learning makes you strong and opens the doors to your dreams. And while you are learning, it's important to keep a positive spirit. This is his next rule. Stay positive every day. Life was often hard for Walt. He faced many huge problems, but he always chose to smile and to look for the good in a situation. He believed that positive thinking gives you the strength to fight and to keep going. Positivity is a power that can truly change your life, and his number one rule, the one that makes all the other rules work, is the most important of all. Take action on your dreams. Dreams are not enough. Ideas are not enough. You must work every day. You cannot just wait for the perfect time or for someone to help you. You must start now. Action is what turns an invisible dream into a visible reality. It is what makes magic happen. Your dreams need your work. You are the magic maker. Part 4. Language focus. Now, let's explore 10 essential vocabulary words from Walt Disney's Rules for Creativity. Our first word is dream. A dream is a wish or an idea that you want to happen in the future. For example, Walt Disney's dream was to create magic and tell stories. Another example is, my dream is to travel the world. Our second word is imagination. Imagination is the ability to create pictures or ideas in your mind. For example, he used his imagination to create unforgettable new characters. Another example is, a good story needs a lot of imagination. Our third word is magic. Magic is a quality of being beautiful and mysterious in a way that you cannot explain. For example, he wanted to create magic for families to enjoy together. Another example is, the castle at night felt like pure magic. Next, we have risk. A risk is the possibility of something bad happening when you try something new. For example, he was not afraid to take a risk on a new idea. Another example is, starting a new business is always a big risk. Our fifth word is the phrasal verb, to give up. To give up means to stop trying to do something. For example, his most famous rule was to never give up on your dreams. Another example is, the race was difficult, but she did not give up. The sixth word is detail. A detail is a single, small fact or feature of something. For example, he believed that paying attention to every detail was very important. Another example is, The artist painted the beautiful details of the flower. Our seventh word is curious. Curious means wanting to know or learn about something. For example, his rule was to always be curious about the world. Another example is, cats are very curious animals. Next, we have positive. Positive means feeling hopeful and confident. For example, he said it is important to stay positive every day, even when things are difficult. Another example is, she has a very positive attitude about life. Our ninth word is action. Action is the process of doing something to achieve a goal. For example, his number one rule was to take action on your dreams. Another example is, it is time to stop talking and take action. And our final word is creative. Creative means using imagination or original ideas to make something new. For example, Walt Disney was a very creative person. Another example is, she has many creative ideas for the project. Now, let's look at our grammar focus for today. Imperative. Sentences. Walt Disney's rules are all pieces of direct advice. The grammar for giving advice, rules, or instructions is called the imperative. The structure is very simple. You just use the base form of the verb. All of Walt's rules are perfect examples of imperative sentences. Dream big every day. Take risks with courage. Never give up. This is a negative imperative which can start with never or don't. Learn from people around you. Embrace your imagination. Pay attention to details. Be curious about everything. Keep learning all your life. Stay positive every day. And take action on your dreams. This is a very powerful and direct way to give advice. Part 5. Practice tips for the 4 skills. Now, how can you practice these ideas and this grammar? For listening, watch a short, simple animated movie clip in English. Listen for the simple commands or instructions the characters give each other, like, "Come here," or "Look at this." For speaking, choose your favorite rule from Walt Disney. Tell a friend or your AI tutor about it using the imperative form. For example, I learned something from Walt Disney. He says, dream big. For reading, find a simple recipe online in English. The steps of a recipe are all imperative sentences like, mix the eggs and flour, or pour the batter in the pan. And for writing, write down 3 rules for yourself to improve your English this week. Use the imperative form, just like Walt Disney. For example, 1. Practice for 10 minutes. 2. Be brave. 3. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Part 6. Your next action. The 10 rules of Walt Disney are a blueprint for creativity and success. They teach us that our dreams are valuable, that our imagination is a powerful tool, and that we must take action to make our ideas real. These rules are not just for artists or filmmakers. They are for anyone who wants to create a better life for themselves. As we conclude, let's quickly summarize the key takeaways from our lesson today. First, we learned the incredible story of how Walt Disney used his dreams and creativity to build a magic kingdom. Second, We broke down his 10 simple but powerful rules for success in creativity and in life. And finally, we focused on the grammar of imperative sentences, the language of giving clear advice. We also learned 10 essential vocabulary words. As a review, those words were dream, imagination, magic, risk, to give up, detail, curious, positive, action, and creative. I hope this lesson has helped your English and inspired you to embrace your own creativity. Which of Walt Disney's 10 rules did you find the most inspiring? Please share your answer in the comments section below. If you are committed to making this mindset a part of your life, show your energy by smashing that like button. Be a hero for a friend by sharing this video with someone you know has a big dream. And to lock in your commitment to learning, subscribe and smash that notification bell so you don't miss our future lessons. Remember Walt Disney's lesson. You are the magic maker. Until next time, take care and happy learning.